Your dog is lying on the floor right now, tail wagging a little, eyes half closed, looking completely relaxed. But what if I told you your dog could be quietly panicking inside this exact second? And you would have absolutely no way of knowing because dogs are biologically wired to hide their fear from the people they love the most. Most people picture an anxious dog as one who shakes, barks, or hides under the bed the moment something scary happens. But the dogs I worry about most are the ones who never show any of that at all. They suffer in complete silence for months, sometimes years, and their owners genuinely believe everything is perfectly fine, right up until something breaks. A sudden bite that came out of nowhere. A dog who was always so good with kids until one single day they weren't. A vet visit that reveals stress ulcers nobody ever saw coming. Today, I'm going to break down the 3 silent signs of anxiety that almost every pet parent completely misses, exactly why your dog is hiding this from you in the first place, and my simple step-by-step plan you can start tonight to catch it early before it ever turns into something much bigger. Hi everyone, I'm Emma and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I spend my time breaking down real animal behavior science into simple, practical things you can actually use at home with your own dog. So grab a notebook because today we are doing a full deep dive on hidden canine anxiety, the kind that hides in plain sight for years. Let's start with the biology, because once you understand this, you will never look at your dog the same way again. In the wild, an animal that visibly shows fear or weakness becomes an instant target. Predators and even rival animals within the same pack go after the ones who look vulnerable first. So, over tens of thousands of years, dogs evolved a very specific survival strategy. Mask the distress, keep functioning normally on the outside, and never let anyone see the crack forming underneath. That ancient instinct never left them. Even now, on your couch, in your living room, completely safe, completely fed, completely loved, your dog's nervous system is still quietly running that same old survival software in the background. Hide the weakness. Keep moving like nothing is wrong. Don't let anyone see it. This is exactly why so many owners tell me the exact same sentence. My dog seemed totally fine right up until this one moment. The truth is, the signs were almost always there the entire time. They just weren't loud. They were whispers instead of screams, and nobody ever taught these owners how to listen for a whisper. So let's go through the 3 silent signs, one at a time, starting with the one that hides the most in plain sight. The first sign is something behaviorists call a calming signal. And once you learn to spot it, you will start noticing it everywhere. Watch your dog closely the next time a stranger walks through your front door, or you raise your voice even slightly during a phone call, or you're driving them somewhere in the car. Do they lick their lips even though there is no food anywhere nearby? Do they yawn, but you know for a fact they are not remotely tired? I hear this constantly from pet parents in conversations. They tell me, my dog is so relaxed at the vet's office, she just yawns the entire time we're sitting in the waiting room. But that is very often not relaxation at all. That yawning is frequently a textbook stress signal. The dog's nervous system is actively trying to self-soothe in real time because the situation feels overwhelming to them, and the physical act of yawning genuinely lowers heart rate for a few seconds afterward. Now, a single lip lick by itself doesn't mean very much. Dogs lick their lips sometimes for absolutely no reason at all. But if you start noticing this behavior showing up in the exact same specific situations over and over, guests arriving at the door, loud, sudden noises, being hugged tightly around the neck by a child, being crowded on a small couch with no room to move, that repetition is the real pattern that matters here. That repeated behavior is your dog quietly telling you, I am not okay right now, in the only language that is actually available to them. The second silent sign is something called whale eye. And once you learn to recognize it, you will start seeing it constantly in your own home. Look closely at your dog's eyes the next time they are in a mildly uncomfortable situation, not terrified, just a little bit uneasy. If you notice the white part of the eye forming a crescent shape, a half moon along the side, or the bottom of the eye, that is a genuine and specific stress signal, not just some random facial expression they happen to be making. This particular signal shows up most often when a dog feels cornered or unsure of their own escape route. Think about a toddler crawling directly toward their face at full speed. Think about being squeezed onto a small couch cushion with absolutely nowhere left to move. Think about another dog staring directly at them without blinking or looking away. Most owners miss this signal completely because the dog isn't growling, isn't moving away, isn't doing anything dramatic or obvious at all. They are simply enduring the discomfort in complete silence. And here is the important warning I need you to really hear. Quietly enduring repeated stress like this adds up significantly over months and years. Dogs who get described as so good with kids and then suddenly snap after years of apparent tolerance were very often showing that exact whale eye signal the entire time. Nobody noticed, simply because nobody was ever taught to actually look for it. The third silent sign genuinely surprises people the most out of all three, and I want you to really pay attention here. If your dog is licking their own paws, chewing gently at their legs, or grooming themselves obsessively while they are just lying around relaxing, not right after a muddy walk outside, not from an obvious flea bite reaction, this can actually be what we call a displacement behavior. I want you to think of it almost exactly like a nervous habit in a human being. Tapping a pen repeatedly, bouncing a knee under the table, biting at your own fingernails without even realizing you're doing it. The dog has built up genuine emotional tension somewhere inside with absolutely nowhere physical to release that tension, so the body finds an outlet through repetitive grooming instead. If you start noticing this specific behavior happening mostly in the evenings, or right after you leave the house and then come back home, or consistently around the exact same daily routine every single time, this is very often a real sign of low-grade chronic stress that has been quietly hiding inside a habit that just looks like an ordinary skin problem on the surface. Now, here is the part that genuinely concerns me the most in all of this. Chronic, low-grade anxiety that goes completely unnoticed for years does not simply stay emotional and contained. It very often shows up physically as well. Digestive issues that seem to appear out of nowhere. A weakened, suppressed immune system. Disrupted, restless sleep patterns. And yes, sometimes those sudden behavioral outbursts that seem to genuinely come out of nowhere, but in reality, really do not come out of nowhere at all. The stress had been quietly building the entire time underneath the surface. It simply finally overflowed one day, and everyone around the dog was caught completely off guard. The good news here, and this really is genuinely good news, is that once you can actually see these three signals clearly for what they are, you can step in early and make real changes long before any of that ever happens to your own dog. So here is exactly what I want you to do, and I want you to actually start this tonight, not sometime next week when you remember. Step 1. Start a simple stress journal. For the next 3 nights in a row, just jot down every single time you notice a lip lick, a whale eye, or paw chewing happening during rest. Write down exactly what was happening in the 2 minutes right before it occurred. I promise you, real patterns will show up far faster than you would expect. Step 2. Build your dog a genuinely predictable safe zone somewhere in your home. This needs to be one specific bed, one crate, or one quiet corner that is always calm, always fully theirs, and never invaded by anyone, not by visiting kids, not by house guests, not even by the vacuum cleaner running nearby. Predictability like this is one of the single biggest anxiety reducers for any dog on the planet. Step 3. Right before a known upcoming trigger, guests arriving, fireworks going off later that night, an upcoming vet visit, use slow, deep, firm pressure on their body. A calm, steady hand pressed gently against their chest, or a snug compression wrap around their torso. This physically activates their parasympathetic nervous system, the same natural calming system inside their body, and it genuinely lowers their stress response before it even has the chance to spike in the first place. And step 4, please remember this one above all the others. Never, ever punish the warning signal itself. If you scold a dog for simply lip licking, or for a soft, low growl that is really just a polite verbal warning, you are not actually fixing the underlying anxiety hiding underneath it at all. You are only teaching them to stop warning you altogether before they eventually snap without any warning whatsoever. Always address the root feeling causing the behavior, never just the visible symptoms sitting on the surface. Let's take a quick step back and look at everything we covered together today. Sign 1. Lip licks and yawns happening with no obvious reason behind them at all. Sign 2. That half-moon whale eye appearing specifically during mildly stressful moments throughout the day. Sign 3. Grooming or paw chewing happening while your dog is fully at rest with absolutely no physical cause behind it. And your complete 4-step action plan, starting the stress journal tonight, building them one predictable, safe zone, using deep, calming pressure right before known triggers, and never, under any circumstances, punishing the warning itself. I know it can feel a little unsettling to sit here and realize your own dog might have been silently struggling this entire time without you ever noticing. Please do not feel any guilt over that at all. Almost nobody out there is ever actually taught to see these specific signals clearly, and that is exactly the reason I made this video for you today. If this genuinely helped you understand your own dog a little better today, please do me a huge favor right now and hit that like button for me. It truly helps this video reach so many more pet parents out there who desperately need to see this exact information. Make sure to hit subscribe as well so you never miss the next deep dive video just like this one coming very soon. And please leave me a comment down below right this second. I really want to know, which of these 3 specific signs did you spot happening in your own dog today? Tell me their name down in the comments because I read absolutely every single one of them myself. Give your dog a long, slow, gentle scratch behind the ears tonight. They have honestly probably earned it more than you even realized until watching this video. I will see you all in the very next video.